Hello everybody, Captain Marty Brill here. It is Tuesday, June the 24th, reporting to you live from Hatteras at the Breakwater, and have some updates as we get towards the end of the report today on day one of the 66th annual Hatteras Marlin Club Billfish Release Tournament. I'll be right back to tell you about that and more in just a second.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teachers Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
So our fleet in Hatteras, which is where we usually start our fishing report with, the offshore fleet had a nice day on small blackfin tuna and some dolphin or mahi, whatever you want to call them. They mixed that up with a few other things. There was just 2 or 3 wahoo caught in the fleet today, and then both the charter fleet and the tournament fleet caught a scattered blue marlin. So that was a nice mix, and it was a pretty day. It's just rare that you get a billfish tournament that starts out on a beautiful day like it was today. We'll take it. You may remember a few weeks ago we did the Hatteras Village Offshore Open. They got completely blown out on the first day. The inshore fleet down here and had a nice mix of fish too, and that's what our report will be all the way through today. There's still a cobia to be caught, and when I say scattered cobia, what I mean is there's still some in the neighborhood here and at Oregon Inlet, but there's still one to be seen or caught, but not much targeted fishing going on for them right now. But it seems like the guys yesterday put some time in bottom fishing, caught vermilion snapper, which are those little red snappers. They caught some amberjack, and they caught some sea bass. So that's a nice mix of some hard pulling, good eating fish. Oregon Inlet fleet, kind of the same thing, a nice mix throughout the catch. It looked like another day of 2 to 8 yellowfin tuna to the boat, a very scattered blackfin tuna. I did not see any big eyes that I saw on any reports, but they also had a few mahi or dolphin. I'm really thinking we should have a lot more of them now, but I'm also old school. And back in the days when I did it, 60 was not too hard to come up with if you found something floating, but there's just not the numbers there right now. That could all change. The inshore fleet for the Oregon Inlet guys, also a scattered cobia in the neighborhood, a few Spanish mackerel. I saw a couple of king mackerel and some big bluefish. Those 8 to 12 pound bluefish, almost like a good old fashioned big bluefish. Surf and pier fishing, everything is holding about exactly the same. Early morning bite is best, and the water is really not all that warm, which is pretty typical for a southwest wind, but it's still good to fish at first light. Bluefish, Spanish mackerel, and bonita, north of Oregon Inlet. South of Oregon Inlet, it's bluefish, and occasionally a pompano or a sea mullet more down that way, and that's true on the piers too. We're just into the summertime mix. There's no great numbers of anything. Probably the fish that's caught the most of this spring and into the summer now has been these Taylor bluefish, and it's been pretty good for Spanish mackerel, I have to say, on metal lures. So not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that because there's really no breaking news in that regard. So why don't we take a little break right here, and I'll come back in a moment and talk to you a little bit about something in the air, something new to talk about in the Backcountry Report.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
In our backcountry report, we've been talking for a while about a scattered speckled trout. We've talked about those same bluefish we've been talking about, some puppy drum, some yearling drum, some big drum, and it's not a heavy saturation of people fishing, and it's mostly the boat fishing. In other words, getting out away from the shore a little ways. But again, yesterday I heard another report, a little bit secretive. I'll just say this: there's the time of the year when tarpon start to show up on the western Pamlico, and especially further down the road, further south. And I know a friend that was going tonight to give it a try, and we'll see how that goes. I don't worry about giving away secret spots for them because so few people know how to do it or prepared to do it. But for the ones that do, they want to get out there. They'll get out there on a shoal, and some might say tarpon. Did you say tarpon? And yes, the biggest, I'm from Florida. I've fished for tarpon a lot growing up, but the biggest school of tarpon I ever saw in my life was back of Ocracoke, and I couldn't believe it. It seemed like the sound was covered in tarpon. They come in here, they feed on these blue crabs, and I tell you, we'll let you know. It's pretty exciting. I like to see it fire off and have a good tarpon bite to report to you. So that's about it. I do want to say that the tournament, I got some standings here to wind up our report with today. The 66th annual Hatteras Marlin Club Billfish Release Tournament. 56 boats. This is an invitational tournament. You have to be a friend of a friend or be invited. You can apply, but there's a vetting process that you have to go through to get into this tournament. And 56 boats is a full tournament and one of the bigger ones they've had in a while. Of those 56, now you can fish 3 out of the 5 days this week, and 43 boats chose to do that today. So we had 13 boats laid in. In the boats that fished, we had some interesting things going on. All 3 of the first place boats, and this is a release only tournament, had exactly the same 2 fish. Each boat had a blue marlin and a sailfish. The Hatteras Fever had a blue and a sail for 640 points. The BB had a blue and a sail for 560 points. And the Aficionado, Jack Graham out of Oregon Inlet, had a blue and a sail for 560 points. So the Hatteras Fever, that's Buddy Hooper's son Chase running that boat. Buddy's running a different boat in the tournament. That's where I got my start in Hatteras with Buddy Hooper. But I will tell you this, why does he get 640 points when the other 2 boats got 560? And the tie for them was broken on time, whoever caught them first. The reason is this, there are 2 scoring categories, sonar and non-sonar. So if you don't have the new high-tech, very expensive sonar, which is definitely an advantage, if you don't have that, you get a little bonus in points. If you do have one, you don't get that bonus. So he got no sonar, where the BB and the Aficionado both have sonars. So he got a little bit of a bonus, which is why he's, after day 1, in first place with 640 points. So there was about 23 billfish caught, but only 4 or 5 blue marlin. And the rest was mostly sailfish, and I think there was 3 white marlin caught as well. So that was the breakdown. We'll keep you posted each and every day. I hope you have a great day, and appreciate you finding your way back to our little fishing report here. May the good Lord bless you tomorrow. And you remember what I always tell you. You ain't going to catch them in the motel room, so go wet a line.